Welcome to my first vlog. I'm not even sure how to do this, so we'll see how this goes, but I hear the air purifier in the background. So I figured for this first one, I would just take you about my day and kind of show you what a typical day for me is. Well, they're all different, but what a day is like with the chronic illnesses that I do have. So before we go about my day, so you kind of understand why I am standing sometimes and in a wheelchair other times. I have POTS, MCAS, and hypermobile EDS. The POTS is what is causing the wheelchair sometimes, and if I get up and walk around too much and don't use the wheelchair, then I get to where I can't do anything at all. So if I overexert myself in the morning, I'm not able to go pick up my son from school. So I have to be very careful because will get too dizzy to drive, to stand, to walk, to do anything. And I get so physically exhausted that I can't lift my arms off the bed. Like, I have to be very careful. I've already exerted way too much energy this morning, so I need to remain in the wheelchair as much as possible today. When I just dropped my son off at school, and when I got home, I just saw stuff that I couldn't ignore, like the trash. It had to be taken out. And there was, my husband had emptied the fridge yesterday, but there was some chicken left out on the counter, so I had to throw that away and put that in the out. Yeah, it was gross, so I couldn't just leave that. But I wear a heart monitor. This is from a company called Visible. Actually, the heart monitor is Polar, but it keeps track of my heart rate, and if it goes too high, it lets me know. It tells me if I'm in an activity zone or exertion, and if it's been there for so long, it tells me to sit down. My phone will yell at me. But I have a certain number of what they call pace points. In the chronic illness world, we call them spoons usually. But it lets me know where my exertion level is for the day so far. Because sometimes we try to ignore it because we just want to keep living, and then we pay for it and can't move for days. So I have to be careful about that. But I'll go more into my chronic illnesses soon. I actually just went through a ton of testing and got those results back. But for today, I just want to start off with a vlog where I kind of show you what I do. So some days I do nothing, which is frustrating, but some days I do nothing. And I am not going to filter out my messy house because that's part of it. Unfortunately, I'm not able to pick up all the messes. And my poor husband does everything he can, and I hate that he has to do so much. He goes to work and comes home and cook, and he tries to keep up with some cleaning, but we have somebody come once a week to clean, but she wasn't here this week, so our house is quite a mess today. But yeah, we're gonna hop in the wheelchair and wheel into the kitchen because I do have one mess I have to clean up. My son, he's 7. He is beautiful. He is amazing. He is autistic, and he loves to play with sand. And I had an allergic reaction last night, and I had to do a breathing treatment and had several Benadryl. And my husband was very stressed over that. Obviously, when I can't breathe, it's very stressful for him. And so Lincoln just played with his sand in the kitchen while Daniel took care of me. And he made a very big mess. So the sand is being tracked all over the house. So I need to contain the sand, and I'm going to try to clean up the sand in the floor from my wheelchair without exerting too much energy. So let's see how that goes. Yeah, let's go. You'll see my messy house, but let's go do this. You gotta come with me. And again, I'm going to apologize for this messy house. I don't know why we feel like we need to apologize for messy houses, but we do for some reason. Okay. Gonna go get the Tynaco vacuum mop. So I found the Tynaco, but it does not have the container. And even doing stuff from a seated position, I can do it a little bit more, but I still have to be careful because I get exhausted this way too. I have to very carefully prioritize what actually has to be done. So I need to go find that, vacuum, and then we're gonna sit on the couch for a bit and edit some photos. Found it. Let's put this here and see if I can get some floor clean. Hopefully my husband doesn't actually watch these vlogs because he doesn't like me exerting energy like this. He'll always say, I'll do it when I get home. But sometimes I just have to clean something. Whew. Okay, come on, wheelchair. You can do it. Whew. Well, that's bright, isn't it? Okay, so it's not perfect, but I got rid of some of the sand, and I need to clean the sand off my wheels because it's just gonna keep spreading it. But maybe that will help at least a little bit. And before I sit down on the couch, I need to have some protein. So let's see here. We got this in last night. In my testing, it's very bright. I am a ghost. After all my testing and my diagnosis with POTS, the doctor said I need 150 grams of protein a day, which for me is a lot. So we got some protein shakes in last night, and we're gonna give this one a try. This is one that my friend recommended. The sun is going in and out, so that's good. But she recommended this, so we're gonna give this a shot. This is Jocko Milk. I don't know if it's milk, it's an M-O-L-K, milk. Jocko Milk protein shake. 13 grams of protein. 30. The brain fog is already setting in. Ow. Okay, so I don't have it refrigerated yet, so we're gonna put it on ice. Cheers. Get some ice. Turn you that way. The floor is very dirty over here too, but that's all I got in me. There we go. All right, now to the couch to chill for a little bit. I have a friend coming over today, which I don't get guests often, and I'm excited. She actually helped me. There's so much like backstory to all this that I feel like has to be told for you to understand, but I'm a photographer, but have had to shut down because of obviously this. But I did have a wedding already booked, and I shot it this past weekend with a really good friend. So she did a lot of the work. and she's coming over to bring her photos. And yeah, so we're gonna chill. I've known her since 13. I think she was 13. I'm a year older than her. But we were on dance competition team together. She was in my wedding, and I became a photographer, and then she became a photographer. And so I am excited to see her. Her husband is actually a YouTuber. He does tech YouTube stuff. So it will be nice to catch up with her. Let's try this. It doesn't taste like I'm drinking rich chocolate milk, but it's not bad. It's very faint chocolate milk. To the couch we go. Oh. I'm gonna clean the wheels off of this thing real quick. My son's toys always get eaten by the couch cushions. And my computer pretty much lives here on the couch with me now because I edit my YouTube videos for my Opal and Mint channel with Kylie, my sister, and photos when I have them. This is my corner here. Can you see me? And yes, there are drinks and trash all behind me. Okay, I'm walking, I know, but I got up out of the chair to get on the couch, and there's so much sand in the floor in here that it's like, I can't stand it. So I may regret this, but I'm going to as quickly as I can get the floor in here. It's faster when I'm standing, but I exert more energy. It's a battle back and forth. Oh, there's so much sand right here. Why is my vacuum screaming? I can feel my heart rate is very fast right now. Trying to remain conscious and breathe is hard. 130. There's so much sand. Okay, I gotta stop. Okay. Oh my gosh. What? Okay, that's bad. I think I brushed up against the air purifier and got dust all over my pants, so now I have to go change them. I am highly allergic to dust, and those need to be cleaned. That's what my allergic reaction last night was from dust, because we move stuff around. So I've got to go change. All right. So I haven't really ever vlogged before, and this is really strange. I feel like I'm just talking to myself in my house, which I do sometimes anyways, but I don't narrate my day, and it's very strange. Now I gotta down this protein shake. So, if you are unaware of what POTS is, I may do separate videos on POTS, MCAS, and hEDS. What I know about them anyways. POTS is postural orthostatic tachycardia syndrome. And it is so much more than just being dizzy or having a high heart rate. POTS affects the entire body, every system. Like it's insane how much it affects. But basically, my heart rate changes based on my postural position. So laying down, sitting, standing. And I've had this for 18 years. I've been treated for it, but I was not diagnosed officially with it until last week because most doctors are, I'm going to say nice words, not well versed in POTS. It's frustrating as a patient when doctors refuse to diagnose you with something that we all know is there, but they just don't know enough about it. But to be diagnosed, you get a tilt table test. Well, I'm sure it varies where you are, but and the doctor. I've come to find all doctors operate differently, but they normally do a tilt table test, and if your heart rate goes 30 beats or more up upon standing, then you might have POTS. So I don't know, the diagnosis criteria is 30 beats or more upon standing. Mine went up 90 in my test and goes up even more sometimes. My general day-to-day though, it usually goes up to 130, 140, 150, depending on how long I am upright and how much salt I've had, how much liquid I've had, all of those things. But needless to say, I qualified to have a POTS diagnosis. And with the heart rate going up and down so much, it's I don't know how to explain how exhausting it is, but there's also blood pressure in play as well. And my blood pressure is usually low or normal, and then sometimes shoots way up. When I'm standing, sometimes it goes way up. It's an autonomic dysfunction. And so everything in the autonomic system, basically anything that's done automatically, doesn't work properly. So anything you don't have to think about to do doesn't work right on me. So my heart rate, my blood pressure, my temperature regulation, I get insane like heat rushes where my chest feels so heavy, I get so hot, I get dizzy, my heart races. I have to put ice on my chest to like chill it out, but temperature regulation, I'm always cold or hot. Digestion, just anything that's done in the body that's you don't have to physically do or think about is not working properly on me. Like I said, I've lived with this for 18 years. And what time is it? 9 o'clock. And I have seen several different cardiologists, and when I was 20, probably 2-ish, I finally went to a different one because my current one wasn't doing anything, and I was having such bad chest pain. Like, it was so intense that I just wanted to stab my chest to make it stop. Like, it's the chest pain that I get is the worst pain, and I have had a lot of pain because I get migraines and stomach pain. Like, there's so much, but the chest pain is the one that it's just really, really hard to live with. It's like you're having a heart attack all the time. I don't know how to explain it. Anyways, so I went to a different one, and he put me on a medication called diltiazem, which is a blood pressure medicine, which I already had low blood pressure, but it was to help keep my heart rate from going too high. And also it got rid of the chest pain. So I had no chest pain for years. It was amazing. And a lot of stuff has happened back and forth, but I've lived what my new normal had become, because before this problem, I was a dancer, and I was dancing nonstop. I was always active. But then I started fainting. I started passing out on stage, behind stage, changing. So I had to alter the way I lived my life. And that's when I became a photographer, and I was able to do that. I had to be careful, and I made adjustments in the way I lived to where I could function. And I feel like when you have chronic illnesses, that's kind of, if something new comes up, you have an adjustment period, you figure out how to live, and you move on. And so I figured out how to live. I couldn't stand in line anywhere. I couldn't just stand in one place for very long, but I could walk around. I could be somewhat active. I could do exercises in the floor. This was years and years, and it's been some ups and some downs where I had different areas, but nothing as bad as it's now. I've always only passed out or had problems standing up. And the end of last year, I started randomly passing out sitting down. I'll put footage here. I was actually filming a YouTube video. I can't remember which video, so hopefully I can find the footage. And just all of a sudden my chest got super heavy and I passed out on the table. I never really passed out sitting down before. I never had the heart rate go up and stuff sitting down. And it happened at church. I was sitting on the couch with our Sunday school girls, and my heart rate just shot up to 150 sitting down, and then I passed out. So I started having new problems. I don't like it when you get new problems. We get used to our problems. But that was just occasionally. And I started feeling a little bit worse and worse though. And the day after Christmas, I remember I drove to my mom's house because I left my son's tablet, which is his voice. Since he's autistic, he uses that. And so we left it there at Christmas. So I went back and I was getting very dizzy. I was on their road. I was almost there. They live in the country. And so I make it into the driveway, and then I lean my chair back. I was just completely dead at that point. I could not get up by myself. I could not move. So I called my mom to come help me out of the car to get into the house. And so they helped me get in, and I'm laying on the couch, just can't get up. I can't move. I lift up my head. I get dizzy. I fall back down. It was so weird. So I chill out for a while, have some sodium. I level out a little bit, and I'm able to go home in a couple of hours. But that day on, I was just changed, like something changed. I don't know why it got worse all of a sudden. I don't know what changed, but the entire month of January, I was so bad that I was on this couch the entire month. I could not even sit up like this. I had to lay down. If I would lift my head up, I would immediately get dizzy and fall back down. The entire month of January, I feel like I had some kind of sickness that made my symptoms worse. Like I had mono or something like that just made it so much worse. But I went to my current cardiologist at the time, like January 1st or 2nd. Like it was as soon as he was like, come on in, because I sent him, I have a little EKG thing at home. I sent it, and I'm like, I can't remain conscious. And so he had me come in. At the time, I did not have a wheelchair. I made it upstairs barely, and then I didn't go upstairs. I made it up an elevator. There was car, elevator, door. Like it was not very much walking. I got in the waiting room and I sat back in the chair, and they called me back, and I passed out on the floor. The nurse left me face down in the floor. Didn't check to see if I was okay. Went to get a wheelchair, and she's like, what's going on? So I asked her, I was like, do y'all not have POTS patients? And she's like, no, not really. So my cardiologist took me off of diltiazem because my blood pressure was just so low, I kept passing out. So he sent me home with a heart monitor for 3 days. And then he said there was nothing significant on it. Yeah, my heart rate was high, but there's no abnormalities. There's nothing, the heart rhythm was fine. And he said he would get with a colleague to see if there was something else he could put me on, since he took me off of diltiazem. I have never heard back from him again. So I have a friend in the medical field, and she found a POTS specialist, and I booked an appointment with him. And that's where all of the testing came in. He did like 30 different tests on me to see everything about me, basically. But the entire month of January, on the couch, couldn't move, couldn't get up. My husband had to help me go to the bathroom. Luckily, he was off for the first 2 weeks. Like he was already off, scheduled off of work. Well, fun vacation, right? But he had to help me wash. He had to help me go to the bathroom and get to bed. And he had to feed me. And like it was a really rough month. But by February, I was able to sit up for a few hours a day. So I was still on the couch, but I was sitting up like this. It's such a bizarre thing. I don't know. But I started getting up, and that's when we got the wheelchair, because I wasn't able to stand up and walk around, but I could be moved around in a wheelchair much easier. So we got that, and I think by March I had started walking around the house a little bit, but I discovered if I am up and walk around the house, then I can't do anything else for a while. I exert too much energy. I can't go pick up my son from school. My father-in-law lives down the street. He's been very helpful with getting Lincoln when I couldn't. But it's been an adjustment period, and I feel like, so I'm off the diltiazem. I feel like this is what my body is unmedicated, because I've been on it for 14 years. You don't see how bad the condition actually is because I was being medicated. But I don't know if whatever happened in January, I just don't know. But so I feel like I need to be back on the medication, but I'm still going through testing and stuff. So they have told me to have 150 grams of protein a day and up to 10 grams of salt a day and 1 gallon of fluid. So we're making those adjustments as much as we possibly can to see if it helps before going on another medication. But it's a battle between, I feel like I am useless and not getting anything done. I see all this around me. And then if I do something, then I can't do anything at all. So I'm the type of person that likes to be doing stuff and getting stuff done and being productive. And most of all, I like being helpful. I like helping other people, and it's really hard to do now. I feel like I feel like I'm not a good mom or a wife or a friend right now, because that's just me. I like to be helpful, and I always like putting others before myself, and this year has been really difficult for me to have others help me, and ask for help is so hard. My husband gets so mad if I get up to go get myself water. He's like, just tell me. And I'm like, but I want to get it myself. So, but I feel like I'm adjusting and learning my limits, and it's hard because I want to get better and push myself to have more strength and energy. But then if I go too far, then I can't do anything, and I go back even further. So it's a struggle finding that balance in my new normal. And I'm hoping that I'll eventually get back to my old normal. But either way, I think when you have chronic illnesses and you're never healthy, whatever the situation you're in and whatever your current symptoms are, it takes however long to get used to it. Whatever you and your body, you get used to it, you figure out how to live with it. And then you can't just sit there and wallow in it. You've got to figure out how to live and how to be joyful in it. So for me, it took 3 months to accept my limitations and try to work around them. And if that's using a wheelchair as much as possible, that means I can be present and be conscious, then I'll use a wheelchair. It's weird though, like out in public, I found people react one of two ways. They're either super nice to you or they're super awkward. we went to the Gaylord for our anniversary. Our anniversary is Valentine's Day. I was still very much not able to get up, but I could sit up. So we took the wheelchair, and that was the first time I'd been in public with the wheelchair. And people are either super, super sweet, helpful, and want to talk to you, or they just are really awkward and don't know how to behave. We went to the spa and I had a massage. We got a couples massage, and I felt like she was just rubbing my back. She wasn't like actually massaging. I felt like she was nervous. And then there's always, the judgments of people who see you in a wheelchair get up or stand up or walk. They're like, you're faking it. Why are you in a wheelchair? And learning to deal with those thoughts and stuff. Allie is on her way. But yeah, that was probably a lot, and I don't know if I'll leave all that in there, but my protein is done. So I got a new printer for Opal and Mint, and because we couldn't even print out our taxes because my printer was just not working. I was going to get up, but then I got dizzy, so I'm going to wait here a little bit longer. But it's over there, my new printer. I'll show you footage of my husband and I setting it up yesterday. I can scan in my artwork and print out art prints and sell them. And I can print out photos on it. I had one that printed out photos before, but I think this one's going to be even better. It's an Epson EcoTank 8550, I believe. I will find it and link it though. So thank you. I need to see if mine are numbered, but just experimenting is also good. I have a rainy day in Iowa, USA, so a good morning to bring some brightness by painting flowers. I have a channel with my sister where we do art, and I love the Opal and Mint channel because everybody's so sweet in the comments, and the art community is amazing. And painting is therapy. Painting is therapy for me. I actually am starting a pet portrait today. Somebody commissioned a pet portrait, so I need to start that today as well. But I always love reading the comments over in Opal and Mint because everybody is so sweet. I'm going to sit here and edit a few wedding photos until Allie gets here with hers. And then we'll see how the day unfolds. I guess I could start editing this vlog as well to see what this looks and sounds like, because this is my first one and I'm nervous that it's going to be weird and awkward. That's okay. Also, if I end up vlogging a lot, am I going to get used to saying all these thoughts out loud and just start talking to myself in random places? That would be very interesting side effect of your job, right? Narrate your day and people are like, what are you doing? There's so many photos. That's okay. We'll get through them all. And this beautiful bride will be so happy. Start at the beginning. Very good place to start. Okay. Ow. Why do I hurt myself so often? All right. So my friend just left. We had a good visit. Stay. There we go. Okay. Got to catch up with her, and I've got a couple hours before I go get my son from therapy. My head is now hurting quite a bit. A little bit nauseous. My head's hurting so much I'm afraid my eyesight is about to go. So it's starting to get a little bit difficult to focus my eyes. So I think I need to turn off all the lights and lay down for a bit with ice on my head. And hopefully that will help that. So I am able to go get my son. But I still have photos dumping onto my computer from the wedding, so can't really do anything on that anyways. had a turkey sandwich with her, some yummy gluten-free bread. And yeah, I think I'm going to be out of focus the whole time. That's what I'm gonna do. So I think I'm going to turn on a YouTube video on my TV and chill for a bit and see what else we can do today. But my energy tank is very much low. So I was just washing my hands and I realized that I hadn't talked about this, but there's always something new and something different and weird that's happening to me. The blood vessel thing, where my blood vessels pop and expand, and like that's weird in my feet and hands. But I woke up this morning with the back of my hand and the top of my arm like numb, and it's almost 1 o'clock and it's still numb. It's a little bit better than it was when I woke up, but it's still like all the way through here is numb. I don't know what that is. Very strange. Okay, so this is, I don't have the microphone in anymore. It died, so I've been laying down with ice for the past hour. This is what the afternoon looks like. This is 3:20. My arm and hand are still very numb and tingly, so I texted my chiropractor and I'm going there this afternoon. So yeah, but I don't know how much more of this day will be seen because I'm just going downhill, but that's just what happens normally. So anyways, I'll probably wrap up at the end of the day, but right now I'm going to rest for 10 more minutes before I have to go get my son, and then we'll go to the chiropractor. All right, good morning. It is the next day. Whew, having a good morning so far. I guess, I'm trying to remember what I said last. I went to the chiropractor last night because my arm and hand were numb. He adjusted a few things, and there's some spots on me where my muscles are like really tight. So I took muscle relaxer last night and went to bed, but I woke up and it's still numb. So I don't know what's going on. That's the first time that's happened for me, but there's still a lot of tightness and stuff. So I'm gonna stretch throughout the day and hope that helps. But I woke up pretty good this morning. Normal pains, which I know most people say pain is normal, but normal pains, so nothing too bad today. Got Lincoln to school and I briefly curled my hair because I sleep on it wet and it dries weird. Sometimes I don't do anything with it, but I am filming today for Opal and Mint, so you'll get to see some behind the scenes of that. But I did film some footage of me curling my hair with the Lingerie Duo. I have 3, I think maybe 4 videos on that now. If you want to see how to use that, I've had it for 2 years now and I love it. I've used it on long hair, short hair. I have videos how to style with curly, straight, wavy. But I showed you my heart monitor just sitting down using my arms elevates my heart rate. It got up to about 130 sitting there. So if I was standing doing that, that would have not worked at all. But still feeling okay at the moment. I'm supposed to finish, oh, I forgot about that. I'm supposed to finish a coloring thing for tomorrow's video for Opal and Mint. I may have to do that first so Kylie can have that. But anyways, I am going to put on a little bit of makeup so I can film. And then we're going to film some watercolor videos and see how the day goes. I've got Lincoln picking him up at 1 today instead of 4. He does in-home therapy 2 days a week, so he's going to be coming home early, so I need to get stuff done this morning. So that's where I'm at. I also wanted to say, this first vlog, I'm kind of telling you a little bit about my daily struggles, but I don't want this to all just be a downer, and I do keep pretty good spirits and pretty happy and joyful through all of this. Sometimes I just can't show it, but at the same time, I think that learning to continue to live happily and joyfully through whatever you're going through is something that's important and takes time to develop, and you practice it. But yeah, so we're gonna go about our day joyfully and in pain. So, and I'm gonna try not to push myself too hard because I feel like this morning I just want to go at normal speed and just do things, and I need to slow down and not do that because I want to get up and do laundry and dishes and everything, and I know I can't do that and function later. So I'm gonna throw on some makeup. Do y'all want to see that? I don't know if y'all want to see that or not, but anyways, I'm gonna throw on some makeup and then we will get to filming some watercolor videos. I can't bring the camera everywhere, but that would be even more energy exerted. Do, re, mi. First 3 notes just happen to be do, re, mi. Do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti. Do, dear, female, dear. Ray, a drop of golden sun, nail pulling through red. No to follow soul. Tea, a drink with jam and bread. That'll bring us back to do. Do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do, so, do.